Hello, my name is Katie Carlisle, Associate Professor of Music Education at Georgia State University in Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to my presentation for the 11th Suncoast Music Education Research Symposium. This video presentation will be followed by a roundtable presentation at the symposium. This presentation proposes a university consortium for music education policy and professional development. What is a consortium? Well, a consortium brings together individuals and organizations for the purposes of collaboration, sharing knowledge, and realizing shared aims and purposes. An education consortium embodies a policy focus, examines policy problems. This can extend to strategizing approach for professional development in response to policy examination. Schmidt and Robbins 2011 proposed the idea of a university consortium as a grouping of universities for the purpose of examining policy and coordinating professional development projects and research. Schmidt and Robbins additionally argue that music education has struggled to systematically translate the considerations, arguments, and visions developed by practitioners, researchers, and community leaders into policy language. So when we're thinking about what kind of consortium, the conception of a university consortium that this presentation proposes focuses on the idea of university clusters. The university serves as the attraction point for relationships with local school and community entities, including teaching artists and nonprofit organizations. A university cluster works with Schmidt's 2013 idea of local complexity, and that each cluster provides multiple vantage points from which to frame and conceptualize the policy problems under examination. A grouping of universities would bring together a grouping of university clusters. This allows for examination of vantage points between university clusters. This could occur from the entire cluster perspective, whereby one university cluster perspective is compared to another university cluster. Additionally, examination of vantage points could occur across clusters between community, school, or university representatives. Therefore, it is important to utilize university clusters with maximum variability. This could introduce variability of geographic representation across the United States, types of locations such as urban or rural, and university size. In order to enable comparison, pairs of each component could be included. After a defined term of inclusion dependent upon consortium aims and goals, clusters could rotate in and out as a consortium. This approach enables multiple vantage points to be represented. The kind of university consortium this presentation proposes is different from an NAFME Special Research Interest Group focusing on policy or a Society for Music Teacher Education ASPA policy group. These entities may engage primarily at the university level, working from the position that universities can affect change. In addition to meeting its own aims and goals, the proposed consortium can serve to inform. In addition to informing special interest research groups and ASPAs, the consortium could inform NAFME advocacy efforts and coalitions such as the Music Education Policy Roundtable. The consortium's unique and localized design with the goal of representation across the nation portends valuable perspective for these additional entities. Examining the literature. In order for university clusters within the consortium to examine and frame their experience, consideration of recent literature is needed. This paper examined music education resources that addressed policy and had potential to inform pathways for professional development. I examined literature from the past 5 years, since policy from this time period would have current impact on future consortium members. I limited my search to sources that addressed music education policy within the United States. I used the search terms Music Education Policy United States and Music Education Policy and Professional Development United States within JSTOR and Google Scholar. Additionally, I looked at all publications from the journal Arts Education Policy Review from the past 5 years. Finally, I examined the Society for Music Teacher Education and the National Association for Music Education websites. While my search was thorough, it may not account for all publications published within this purview within this time period. 3 main themes emerged, and the first one is response by the field to music education. This first theme addresses response by the field of music education to the changing policy landscape. Branscombe 2012 offers a model whereby music educators consider response and counter-response to policy phenomena. Risham 2016 considers the position of remain or react by the field of music education. The diversity of university clusters will offer discourse on these positions and their potential for overlap. Schmidt and Robbins 2012 focus on the need to build teacher capacity in response to policy. Consortium members offer multiple perspectives regarding building teacher capacity. Examination of response at local, state, regional, and national levels, as proposed by Eric Sheik 2012, also will uncover underlying philosophical positions. West and Klaus caution that there is disconnect between what we value and what we say that we value. This can serve to undergird consortium discussion. Given the complexity of the 21st century, it is likely that response to policy by the field of music education is multifaceted. The consortium can serve to frame perspective and response with the understanding that policy phenomena is in constant and changing motion. Looking at the second theme, this second theme addresses teacher evaluation. Sources from the past 5 years address No Child Left Behind and Race to the Top. No Child Left Behind recently was replaced by the Every Student Succeeds Act of 2014. The terms for Race to the Top grants have, for the most part, ended. A culture of teacher evaluation was generated by No Child Left Behind and Race to the Top. Looking backwards at this literature and of the time can assist with present-day policy concerns. For example, the testing of music as a subject area occurred under Race to the Top. With the Every Student Succeeds Act of 2014, music is recognized as a subject within a well-rounded curriculum, alongside of language arts and math. The concept of core subjects and the arts as a core subject has shifted. Phenomena from No Child Left Behind and Race to the Top raises questions for the present day. Will music be a tested subject? By whom, and for what purposes? How does the field of music education determine these decisions? Shaw from 2013 identifies that assessment tools were developed by the National Association for Music Education in response to teacher evaluation under No Child Left Behind and Race to the Top. In what ways are these tools applicable today? In what ways do they need adaptation? Robinson from 2015 discusses value-added measures, which was a primary concept of No Child Left Behind and Race to the Top. Robinson draws from Hargraves and Braun 2013, who identify key concerns. Their concerns have import for current policy contents concerning the gathering of pre-kindergarten through university music education data, such as what are the nature of the data in type, quality, and range? What is the culture and context of data use? What are the indicators of growth? And finally, what are the consequences attached to high and low performance? A university cluster within the consortium can serve to identify goals at local, district, and state levels and help to coordinate reciprocal communication between these levels. A university cluster within the consortium can serve as a form of social capital because it is a high-trust team that can assist with strengthening policy and professional development structures. Collectively, the consortium can inform at regional and national levels. The third theme addresses a focus upon standards. The 2014 National Core Standards currently are at a unique place because state adoption is still in its infant stages. Elpis from 2013 observed that there was not enough focus on the process of learning within the 1994 standards for music education. Present-day considerations include what are the processes for learning within the 2014 standards? The 2014 standards are focused upon creating, performing, and responding artistic processes. As well, the process of connecting is embedded within these three artistic processes. Finding from the 1994 standards implementation found music teachers had difficulty implementing composition and improvisation, which are associated with the current creating artistic process. Current questions for consideration include, how familiar are music teachers with these processes? Does their familiarity extend to all stages of these processes? How can professional development be conceived at local, state, regional, and national levels to develop familiarity and facility with these processes? What does this look like and sound like across different cultural contexts? How does professional development adapt to these contexts at local, state, regional, and national levels? Looking at a fourth theme, the fourth and final theme for today's presentation addresses meeting the learning needs of all students. The literature addresses the inclusion and exclusion of students, class time, and music coursework. Looking at students, Hamill and Horgan as well as Baker 2012 were concerned with the inclusion of special needs students in school-wide testing. Horgan 2014, as well as Hamel and Fisher 2014, were concerned with the displacement of special needs students in public and charter schools. The Every Student Succeeds Act may change how special needs students are enrolled and assessed. The consortium can gather snapshots of special needs students' experience across the country and determine if their needs are being met as specified within ESSA law.
That's good.
ELPIS 2014 found a decrease in high school music participation by non-Caucasian students as a result of the No Child Left Behind policies. Salvador and Allgood 2014 identify increasing segregation in schools and communities within the United States and inequities that are based upon race. They found these factors impact students' access to music education. Salvador and Allgood identify need for local information in order to make policy decisions that are equitable. The policy ASPA from the Society for Music Teacher Education identifies the needs to have perspectives from universities serving majority African American and Hispanic students. University clusters can assist with this as they provide university, school, and community perspectives that can inform policy decisions at local, state, and national levels. Elpis and Abril, as well as Beveridge, as well as Chess 2012, found a decrease in music class instructional time as a result of the No Child Left Behind Act. Additionally, TUT 2014 found fewer music course requirements at the high school level. Recent policies have served to constrain and in some cases prevent student participation and learning in music in K-12 school settings. The Every Student Succeeds Act brings opportunity for articulation and framing of policy for music education, as well as determining opportunities for professional development. The field of music education can shape what it means for music to be a recognized subject within a well-rounded curriculum for all students. Articulation occurs at the school level with interactions between the music teacher and her school principal. Articulation occurs at the university level when shaping pre-service music teacher education coursework. The national level is informed by what is happening at local, state, and regional levels. The kind of consortium that I've proposed in today's presentation enables diverse cross-sections of music educators from school, community, and university to communicate their experiences, needs, and responses to developing policies. This kind of consortium is unique to current policy groupings within the field of music education. With a critical and informed eye to the past, the consortium has the potential to inform both present and future decisions regarding policy and professional development for music educators. Please join me at my roundtable workshop at the 11th Suncoast Music Education Research Symposium. My roundtable workshop will engage participants to garner perspectives and propose action utilizing the 4 following questions for discussion. First, what are current music education policy and professional development issues at the state level? How does the implementation of the ESSA Act impact policy at the state level? What are professional development aims at the state and national levels? And finally, what national structures could be developed to provide pathways for these aims? I look forward to your presentation. Thank you.